Bill started to play drums as a child, listening to the big bands of the 1940s. His early major influences were Gene Krupa, Buddy Rich, and Louis Bellson. In the mid-1960s, Ward sang and played drums in a band called The Rest before he and guitarist Tony Iommi played together in a band called Mythology. And upon that band's dissolution joined vocalist Ozzy Osbourne and bassist Geezer Butler, who had previously played together in a band called Rare Breed. The new band called themselves Earth, but were soon renamed Black Sabbath. Ward's drug and alcohol use increased throughout Black Sabbath's heyday. By the late 1970s, he was drinking during gigs, something he had never done before. He also began experiencing panic attacks. Ward has said he cannot remember the recording of the 1980 album, Heaven and Hell, due to his alcohol abuse. According to Black Sabbath bandmate Iommi, Ward disappeared on the 21st of August 1980 without saying goodbye, other than a telephone call to then Black Sabbath vocalist Ronnie James Dio informing him, "I'm off then, Ron." He then briefly played in a band called Max Havoc. He sat out one album before returning to Black Sabbath for 1983's Born Again album. Ward once again left for health reasons before the band toured in support of Born Again. He again rejoined Black Sabbath in 1984 to record new material with David Donato, but after several demo tapes, he once again left Sabbath. According to Tony Iommi, he and the band would often set Ward's beard on fire and perform other harmful pranks on him. On one occasion, Ward even received third-degree burns. Iommi claims that Ward almost died after a prank gone wrong during recording of Volume 4 in 1972. The band were renting a Bel Air mansion belonging to John DuPont of the DuPont Chemical Company. The band found several spray cans of gold DuPont paint in a room of the house. Finding Ward naked and unconscious after a night of heavy drinking, they thought it would be funny to cover the drummer from head to toe in gold paint. Ward soon became violently ill and had a seizure, and an ambulance had to be called. The paint had blocked all of Ward's pores, which his bandmates were subsequently informed can be fatal. After a few years in hiatus, Ward decided to return to playing music in the late 1980s. In 1989, he went to work on a solo album which featured a huge array of guest musicians, including former Black Sabbath bandmate Ozzy Osbourne and his guitarist Zakk Wylde. Released in January 1990, Ward 1 Along the Way showcased Ward's versatility in musical tastes and abilities. He even sang vocals on some of the songs. It would be 7 years before he released his second solo album, When the Bough Breaks, in 1997. In 2002, he released the song Straws as a single for charity. The song would reappear on his 2015 album, Accountable Beasts. Before the full Black Sabbath reunion, Ward and the original Sabbath had reunited twice for short sets, first for Live Aid in 1985, and then at a Costa Mesa, California Ozzy Osbourne show on the 15th of November, 1992. Sabbath, with Judas Priest singer Rob Halford replacing Ronnie James Dio, who had recently left the band, opened the show for Osbourne. The Ozzy Osbourne band then did a full set before Osbourne was reunited with Iommi, Butler, and Ward for 4 numbers. Ward made a brief return to the band for a South American tour in 1994 with Tony Martin fronting, before finally rejoining the band for the 2 shows at the Birmingham NEC England on 4 and the 5th of December 1997, which made up the reunion album, when what was billed as the original lineup reunited for the Ozfest tour in 1997. Mike Bordin played drums. Ward was forced to skip all but the last 2 Black Sabbath appearances in 1998, while he recovered from a heart attack suffered during the tour rehearsals that May. As the band rehearsed, Ward stopped and asked if he could lie down for a spell. He then asked for his assistant and informed the band that his arm had gone numb. Iommi and Butler then left for a short time, not knowing the severity of Ward's condition. Outside, they saw an ambulance pass, but weren't aware what was happening. Upon returning to the rehearsal space a short time later, a frantic Osbourne informed them Bill has had a heart attack. Bill has had a heart attack, as was the case in 1980. He was replaced at short notice by Vinny Appice, although this time it was always intended to be a temporary absence for Ward health permitting. In 2000, Ward participated in a partial Black Sabbath reunion of sorts, joining Iommi and Osbourne to record the track Who's Fooling Who for Iommi's first solo album. Since mid-2002, Ward has done a monthly internet-only radio show named Rock 50 on radio station WPMD from Cerritos College in California. Ward plays a variety of metal, hard rock, and some classic rock. According to his Black Sabbath bandmates Tony Iommi and Ozzy Osbourne, Ward has dramatically changed his lifestyle since Black Sabbath's 1970s and early 80s heyday. Iommi says he stopped smoking, gave up alcohol, became a vegan, and does not use drugs of any kind. Osbourne says that Ward has been sober for approximately 30 years. However, more recently, Osbourne has criticized Ward's health, describing him in 2013 as incredibly overweight and suggesting that he would have been unable to drum for Black Sabbath had he stayed in the band following their 2011 reunion, given his physical condition. Although Ward himself has insisted his health has not affected his ability to play the drums. Ward later admitted he underwent gastrointestinal surgery in 2013 and is still recovering. "Currently my health is not bad, but it's certainly not good enough to play in any band. Never mind Black Sabbath." By 2021, he admitted that he was no longer able to play his drum parts for Black Sabbath, but was open to recording another studio album with them. Ward stated in an interview he lost a friend in Osbourne after his statements about Ward's health in 2012, but maintained contact with Butler and Iommi. However, they appear to have reconciled since then, as Osbourne named Ward as one of the people that kept in touch with him during his health problems in 2019. In 2016, Ward expressed his distaste for religion, saying that he grew up in a heathen family and did not believe in a fire and brimstone god bloody rubbish. He did, however, enjoy singing in Sunday church choirs growing up.